Our guest today is Coach Omar Stinney. He is the owner of Drills for Skills Sports in Brownsville, New Jersey. And he is here to share with us some of the challenges he has experienced, but just as importantly, how he is persevering, especially during COVID-19. So, welcome, Coach. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, able to tell my story, able to help anyone that's possibly going through some challenges today. And we know there's a lot of people out there going through some challenges.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
tell us a little bit more about you and about your facility.
Well, a little bit about me. I was born and raised here in Browns Mills, New Jersey. I actually left the state to go to college. And then 6 years after that, I came back. Growing up, I was an athlete. I was an athlete, multiple sports. So that was one of my challenges. We're going to get into that a little bit. But playing basketball, baseball, football, even a few years of soccer, um, I noticed that there was something missing in our area. So what happened was I was always practicing. I always wanted to become the best and be the best and do the most for our team, help the teams. And when I got back from college, I basically said, you know what? There's still something missing here for all these athletes. There's a ton of athletes in this local area, but we have to travel outside the area to actually work on our craft a little bit more to get better. 1% better every day. We'll get into that too. So what I did was I opened up a facility, a sports performance training facility for the athletes and general fitness youth here in the area. And my whole mission was to create an oasis for them, basically a space that they can become better physically, mentally, as well as spiritually. That was my whole mission. And so far, it has been an adventure. I'm so grateful for it. But we do have challenges. We definitely have challenges.
So when did you open your facility? What year?
So the facility, the brick and mortar facility was opened in 2016,
Mhm.
um, which the grace of God, I think, because I don't know, that was one of the most challenging years of my entire life. And
Really?
I've had some challenges growing up, like I said, growing up in sports, the injuries and
Mhm.
just fighting through to get back into sports because that technically kept me out of trouble,
Mhm.
honestly.
Right.
But 2016 came and it was extremely challenging.
How
Um,
so?
so early in 2016, we found out that my mother had cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
And
that.
yeah, thank you. So it was it was all of a sudden, like
Mm.
she invited me to go to the doctor with her, and doctor said stage 4, and I'm like,
Oh my.
did I just hear this correctly?
Wow.
And she's moving around. She was a politician, board of education president. I mean, she was very involved in the community. So it's only right, I guess it's in my blood.
Mhm.
So I heard it, and I'm like, nah, I didn't hear that. And then it was reality. It was actually, reality. And within a month and a half, it took its course. I'm
A
in the
month and a half. Wow. I'm
yes,
sorry to
yes.
hear that.
It was very challenging.
Mhm.
First and foremost, because when they decided, okay, we'll put her on hospice. I've never
Mhm.
done that before. I've never experienced that. And the doctor said you have to give your mother these medications and so she could be comfortable.
Right.
But as a fitness professional, I do know the anatomy and I do know a little bit about what medications do to organs at
Mhm.
certain medications. And it was a psychological thing I had to fight.
Mhm.
And I knew that I was shutting her organs down, but she was comfortable at the same time.
Right.
And
Tough decision.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. So that was stage one. That was
Right.
stage
Right.
one. Oh my goodness.
Right.
After my mother passed that year, February 7th, 2016, I'll never forget it because it was Super Bowl morning.
Mhm.
as an athlete, I love sports. I like to watch sports. I couldn't watch the Super Bowl for a couple of years until the Eagles won. That year, I was able to actually tune back in.
Mhm.
Um, and then 6 months later, my father passed.
Oh my.
So yes,
Suddenly?
he was 90 years old,
Okay.
on dialysis. He lived a
Right.
phenomenal life. I think he got lonely. I think at this whole time I'm taking care of him. I got a bigger picture to this whole story, but this was some
Hmm.
of the challenges that I was going through while uh, the big picture actually was unfolding. So yeah, he we had planned a birthday for him,
Hmm.
his 90th birthday, and a few weeks before that, he fell and ended up in
Wow.
the hospital with a fractured head. So his 90th birthday came, and we just brought all his soldier friends to the hospital, and he
Hmm.
loved it,
Hmm.
right?
Right, right, right,
And then the day after he passed, he was happy. I think he was ready.
right.
And then number three,
Oh
one,
my,
boom,
there's more?
number three,
Oh my.
yes, my sister passed in
Oh my.
November of the same year.
All this in
Um,
2016.
all this in
Oh
2016.
my. Oh my.
So it's like month after month, I was working on myself. Now I have a few things to actually credit um, some mentors, some coaches that helped me out along the way prior to
Hmm.
that happening.
Hmm.
But that year was extremely challenging, and
Yeah,
the only way I got through that, honestly, was just I had to look inside of myself. I had to
absolutely.
realize that I had to make a decision on what was going to happen in my life at that point
Hmm.
in time. Some family members, other brothers, they took different mindsets. They took
Yeah.
different decisions
Hmm.
from those experiences. So um, I saw that, and I decided that, what, leading up to that,
Hmm.
it was up to me to actually make this life the best possible life I had, because
Hmm.
there's no telling when the time's coming. And I don't mean to get all
Absolutely.
like gloomy and sad
Absolutely.
right
No,
now,
but
but
seriously, after going through 3 deaths in 1 year,
yes,
it's a
yes,
logical perspective to have.
yes. So
Right.
that was my turning point as far as the business. I actually, 10 years prior to that, I wanted to open a business, and I was fearful. I was literally fearful, like, okay, I had an opportunity. And then I said, no, maybe, what if? And then
Right.
I backed away. And I did that for several years. 2016, I said, no, it's time to take action.
Right.
It's time to take action. And that triggered a whole ladder of successes that
So
had.
would you say you actually drew strength from all this
Yeah.
tragedy?
Oh
Oh, wow.
yes.
Good for
Oh
you.
yes.
Good for you.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Good for you. So I truly want to sympathize with you for the loss of 3 family members in 1 year. But tell us a little bit about what was business like for you before COVID-19.
So before COVID-19, like I said, I brought this facility, the Oasis, to the township, and it was thriving. They loved it. We were structured, or a business structure, for group training.
Mhm.
So the young athletes from 8 to college athletes were coming in groups at a time, and I was helping them not only physically, but on our wall we have tons of different sayings. Our main pillar is our 1% better every day.
Yes, and I want to talk to you about that as well.
We
Yes,
will.
we
We
will. We
definitely will.
will. Uh-huh.
So just imagine groups of kids coming in certain periods at a time. They're rubbing the 1% better on the wall. They're writing their goals on the wall. And we're seeing kids go from high school to college. We're seeing kids make it to different all-star teams, and different success levels, are just like from 8 years old to college. Coach, I got to college. I'm on a team. You helped me
Wow.
get to this football team. Thank you very much. Like, I mean, we were going. Energy's live.
Yes.
Everybody loved the energy. And then all of a sudden, Simone, they say we can't open our doors. And I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? This is where the energy's at. This is the Oasis.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so after COVID-19, we went 100%. online, which working with kids, that's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
The energy level, it has to be given through these coaches, through our trainers,
Mm-hmm.
which we did the best that we can, and we probably could do better. Everybody could do better. There's always another level, but
Right.
there were a few kids that pretty much couldn't connect. So
Right. It's hard to get the same energy when you're not physically in front of someone. Yeah.
yes,
So what
yes,
percentage of kids would you say you were able to retain through the online learning program?
we actually retained less than 50
Oh,
because
wow.
we had such a young population. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of our population were elementary and middle school.
Right.
So, and that was a challenge. They're going through challenge too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very challenging times when COVID hit.
Right, right,
But less than 50%. And I mean,
right.
we're still operating
Mm-hmm.
at that capacity. However, we do have some other things going on, some
Okay, such
major.
as?
So right now, we created a program for the schools
Oh, perfect.
where when the kids, they have options now. They can learn straight from home or they
Mm-hmm.
can learn a couple days a week at school.
Right.
When this whole thing hit, the first thing I thought about was, oh, we're all stuck in the house. These kids are getting less physical activity than ever. They don't
Absolutely.
have to go to the bus stops. They don't have gym class. They don't have sports practices,
Mhm.
games. They can't come into the gym. So what are we doing? We have to do something that helps them out. So during the whole time, we created a program called My School Moves,
Good.
and and we use it on a platform that we've been blessed
Mm-hmm.
with a fitness tracking belt called MyZone.
Mm-hmm.
And professional athletes, college athletes, high school general fitness, um, they all use it. I was introduced to it through a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we do is we're offering schools the opportunity to be a part of this My School Moves platform so that they can keep their kids active, focus on keeping them safe first and foremost, whether they want to come in school or stay home, but keep them active so that the childhood obesity rate that's at
Yes, very
13.7
concerning.
million,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that doesn't raise, and we still continue to work to decrease that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we came up with the actual My School Moves, and we're still working on acquiring some
Good. And
schools.
what has been the feedback about that so
Well,
far?
we're still working, meaning we're still trying, speaking to school officials. I went to a
Mm-hmm.
board of education meeting the other night just to introduce it.
Okay.
So just talking about it does a little bit, but you got to really experience. So we're working on finding funding to get a couple pilot school programs. Just
Mhm.
give them these belts. Just
Right.
give it to them so that they can these kids be afforded the opportunity
Well, I
to get
certainly have to congratulate you because it sounds like when adversity came your way, instead of shutting down, you switched gears. You thought to yourself, why shut down? Why not just find a different approach? So for anyone who's joining us right now, we're speaking with Coach Omar out of New Jersey, and he's telling us all about the challenges of COVID-19 and how he is persevering despite those challenges. And one of his unique programs is catered towards school children. Now, let me ask you now, is this a program for kids who are not in the area?
Yeah, so this is a program for our mission was to reach as many schools as possible across the United States. So
Yes.
we actually right now we have kids in our program in North Carolina, and Michigan, and California,
Beautiful.
Texas. So we have a few kids out there, but we want to reach the masses. We want to help these schools out. We want these gym teachers to be able to say, "Oh, you were working, at home, and that's good. I see that you had an activity level of 30 minutes, and you kept your effort to 90% effort for 10 minutes during that work." I mean, this our program shows all these analytics, and it's
Now
amazing.
here's a question for you. Would the kids be able to get PE credits for this program?
If yes, if these schools agree to be a part of this program, their gym teachers can actually look and grade these kids based on the activity level, the time, duration, how much effort, were they just moving their arms, and you can see all that through their, this is what's unique about our system. It shows your effort level. So if they're running like, sprinting, you'll be able to see it's a heart rate based software.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if they're doing burpees, you'll be able to see what effort level they're raising their heart rate to. Or if they're just walking, you can see the same thing.
Well,
So I mean,
I have to tell you that is a brilliant idea because I had to homeschool our daughter who's 8 years old during March, and we had to just scrap PE because we were getting little reminders of what to do. But I think what is unique about what you're doing is being able to track. So you said it's a belt that the students wear, and you're able to track the activity.
absolutely.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
I think the most beneficial part about it is this. With our program, we will have, or we'll be conducting classes, 30-minute classes, 1 hour classes, 60-minute classes every day of the week. But we will split them up into groups. So third to fifth grade, sixth to eighth grade, and then high schoolers, so that they're all apart. Now, in order to be a part of this class, online, virtual class, no matter where you're at, you have to have the belt. And
Mhm.
then once you're on, we interacted with the Zoom platform and our MyZone platform.
Mhm.
So what happens is, you don't even, if you're like, oh, I don't want my kid to be on camera, or
Right.
that's fine, that's totally fine. We still, because we connected it with our my school platform, our software, we're able to still see how much level, real time, how much effort level they're putting into their movements without even seeing them. The
Mhm.
teachers can get on here and say, oh, the coaching aspect of it, good work, little Susie, good work. Keep it up. You're doing great. Nice job. Bring it down a little bit. We can coach directly from this platform.
So as a parent myself, if I wanted to enroll my daughter into your program, you mentioned the belt. So tell us, how would I get the belt, and what is the website for more information? Because I think this is so creative and so innovative.
Yeah. So what'll happen is, all you do is, if you if you receive the belt, or if you order the belt through Drills for Skill Sports Training Oasis, you'll automatically get a $50 discount off the belt.
Okay, good.
Anyone who's interested, you can go to Omar at omarstinney.com, and we'll have more information there. We'll have a link to actually get to the belt checkout page as well.
Mhm.
Even if you don't want to wait for your school to make that decision to say, okay, we're going to afford 500 kids the belts and things like that, you can still receive your belt and start your training with our online virtual classes.
So all the information is on your website. And what I always like to do, I include your website and information on contacting you with the video and with the radio show, so people know how to reach you, because I am certainly happy to hear about a program where you can actually track the physical fitness of the students. Because like you mentioned, the obesity rates among children, among adults, is only going to become worse because of the COVID-19 crisis that we're going through right now. So let's get into the 1% better. I just love that concept, I have to tell you. So tell us more about that.
Well, the 1% better every day concept, it's my mindset that boiled into my lifestyle. I actually acquired it several years ago when I started studying, over about 10 years ago, when I started studying Earl Nightingale and his lessons of success. So Earl Nightingale he says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
Mhm.
So that's his definition of success. I'm like, progressive realization. I said, so what you mean is we got to just move forward. We got to take action. We got to get closer to our worthy ideal, our goal. So it doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter. Whatever your goal is, if you take action steps, and that's how I opened this facility with no business background, with no clients at the time. Like, whoa, I began taking action steps steps. As I focused on what I really wanted, my goal, my worthy ideal, I began to see opportunities. So I take a step today, a step tomorrow, something, read, maybe take notes, maybe fantasize a little bit of what it would be like when my doors open. And I found myself reaching my goals like just like that, like almost like magic,
Right,
almost like
right.
magic, but it's not magic, it's real. So this is the deal. This is how I came up with that 1%. And it goes so much deeper than just taking action steps. I opened the business up and I'm like, okay, wow, what else can I do? And then I found myself speaking. I found myself working with other fitness professionals. I found myself gaining momentum. And I'm like, whoa, what else can I do? Each time I reach the goal, I'm like, okay, I got 100%. I got it. No, I only technically got 1% because there's so much more to each and every one of us. So if you can think what that puts your mindset in, 1%, you're like, that's not enough. I got to do more. I got to move more. And you're like, oh, wow, okay. That way, when you do reach your goals, you're like, yeah, you're feeling fired up. I did it. I did it 100%. I'm good. You just don't stay stagnated from that. You keep moving forward. You see, life still happens. And now when you start saying, okay, what else is left? I'm only 1% better. I got so much more deep down in my reservoir
Potential,
of potential.
potential. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
And then you just keep going because one is like, I need more. Now, everybody has that in them. I don't care what it is.
yes,
You
yes.
want more knowledge. You want more love. You want more energy. You want more. It's something inside it. That's God working through us.
Absolutely. And I think why it resonated with me is because a lot of times we want immediate success. Unfortunately, we live in a microwave society where we are taught that everything should be now, immediately. And it really is about one step at a time. So if you just focus on what is the next step, before you know it, you're right where you're sitting, having accomplished all these goals. Because instead of focusing always on the huge picture, you're focusing on what is the next step I need to do today to get to that huge goal. So I think that is beautiful. And then I also know that you're just a wealth of information, I have to tell you. And I'm so happy that we are connected through Facebook, because something else you talk a lot about is gratitude, the gratitude mornings. So I want you to share that for us, because I thought it was so important that you said it's an important way to shift your mindset beginning in the morning.
Absolutely. Listen, every single day is a gift for us. Oh my goodness, no
Absolutely.
matter where you're at, how old you are, what you're doing, um, what you have accomplished in the past, what your results are, it's a gift. It's a opportunity. And sometimes we get in a mindset of like, okay, it's just another day. Like I got to go to work. I got to do things the same way. Maybe see the same people, but oh my goodness, there's so much opportunity in just having another day to live, just having the abundance of oxygen around us. My athletes always they laugh at me because I'm like, when I'm stretching, listen, breathe in. There's a lot of oxygen. You're not taking his or her oxygen. Just keep breathing. They always laugh.
Mhm.
But the gratefulness that you can find just in opening your eyes to the simplest things, the color, the smells, just the people, the sounds of voices, if you can really, really focus right when you wake up, what you have, and it's free, like
Yeah.
what you actually have, you have everything. And when you feel that you have everything, there's so much more. I say everything because it's abundance. Everything in our life, you look around and it came from the same stuff. It came from somebody's mindset, somebody's heart, somebody's energy.
Mhm.
So when you're able to say, this feels good.
Mhm.
I see colors. I hear voices. I'm able to feel. It puts you in a mindset that you're ready to see what else. Just like the 1% better every day. When you get there, you see that there's a new horizon.
Mhm.
So then when you're grateful for the things you have, you start becoming grateful for the things you don't have, or maybe you want. Maybe you desire some things and you're like, yeah, all this it's gonna come. It puts you in a mindset of just being loved.
Yeah,
Being
I
loved.
think so much comes from just being grateful because I think so many times we focus on what we do not have, that it blinds us from seeing what we do have. And as I'm sure you know, a lot of people right now, a lot of us are struggling with being active. So as a professional in the field, what are some tips you would recommend for those of us who are really struggling to be active right now?
You don't have to do a lot. You really don't. I'm grateful for my nervous system. You can actually twist and bend your spine, and that does so much. So has so many beneficials to just waking you up and getting your whole body and being going. You
Mhm.
can actually, you can actually, I tell you, I'm gonna give you a jewel. I like to give jewels, right? I gotta give a jewel. You can actually shift your physiology just by the movement of your hands. There's something called the actual excuse me, I got the nervous system in my sympathetic system and the parasympathetic system.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so when you're talking about fight or flight, nervousness, and or relaxation, that's all you're talking about. So you're talking about your hands being, if you sit down and you place your hands palms down on top of your thighs, you'll find yourself breathing from the lower part of your abdomen, okay?
Interesting.
Right? Which is our sympathetic. Now, when you're breathing from, I'll just flip your hands. You got to focus a little bit. You flip your hands palms up and set them down. You'll find that your breath comes from a higher part of your diaphragm, which taps into the parasympathetic. Now, what happens when we breathe from that area? Okay, I'm breathing from the chest, and you see my chest moving. What happens? We're panicking.
Mm.
That's the whole scenario of where you're breathing from. Relax. Relax your mind, relax your body. When you do these things, your whole being changes.
Mhm.
If you can find a 2 minutes, 1 minute to just do that, focus on your breathing. It does wonders. It really does wonders.
Yeah, so you're saying an important tip is actually just learning to breathe correctly to distress your body.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's yeah, and we all can do it. Why? Because right now we're all breathing, right?
Mhm. Absolutely. And
So,
we're grateful for
so
that.
yes, I'm grateful for breath. I say it all the time. Breathe it in.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, another thing that I recommend a lot is getting dressed first thing in the morning. Because, you know, I wrote a book, it's called Push Past 10, and it's a lot of what I've learned over the years in terms of how to be active. And I've always found that the hardest part is getting started because there's so many other things competing for our time. So back when, you know, the world was open and I had a 9 to 5 job, I would actually put some of my gym clothes underneath my work clothes and go straight to the gym. But now that we don't have that option, what I say is if you want to be active during the day, get dressed first thing in the morning. So you go from your pajamas to whatever active wear you know will put you in the mood for getting out, taking a walk, getting active, and take it from there. What are your thoughts on that?
I love it. I love it because you're 100% right. The toughest part is getting started.
Started.
That's the toughest part. And I'm pretty sure anyone could agree.
Mhm.
Once you get to the gym back in, normal days, or once you do your workout, you're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, you're feeling phenomenal. You're not feeling anywhere close to where you were feeling before you started your exercise in the morning. So
Right.
just to get started, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I push past 10. I love that title. I love that title because everything I see ones, I see push past. Um, there's always another level. There's
Yes.
always another level.
Yes. And the basic concept is it takes about 10 minutes for your body to get into momentum. because I'm not sure about you, but I work out a lot. I'm a runner and I do a lot of strength training. And I've always found that the first 10 minutes, you just do not want to do that workout. Everything in your body is saying you don't want to run today, just go back on the couch, watch some TV. But it always felt like to me, once I got past the 10-minute mark, something switches in your body and you gain the momentum and you're able to do so much more. So that's the title, Push Past 10.
That is the truth. I love it. I
Have
love
you
it. I
experienced
love
that?
it. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't wake up every day like a bed of roses, like, let's go, let's go. Some mornings
Yeah.
I'm like, and I wake up early in the morning, 5, 4:30 most of the times, 5:30 at the
Yeah.
latest. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, I just gotta get it. I gotta get it. That goes into, let me tell you, that goes into my gratitude. So
Mhm.
every morning when I wake up, after I say thank you, I breathe a little bit, recognize what I'm aware of, give my gratefulness. I listen to it. I just listen to anything that makes me feel thankful. So it could be just music. Deepak Chopra has a lot of grateful tunes in his iTunes or his collection. But Deepak Chopra, I listen to him a lot. So
Mhm.
5 minutes on my way to the gym or right before as I'm getting dressed. And then when I'm warming up, I prime myself even more. And I got to go into something motivational. So I have to find something. When you say push past it, I have something. I say push past the pain period.
Yes. Same
So
thing.
yeah,
Same thing.
yeah. So I'll go deep into that while I'm warming up, and then by the time I finish my 8 minutes, 10 minute warm up, I'm ready to go. So that is phenomenal. That's
Yes, yes.
it
And
works.
and yes, and that's just what all of us need to recognize that, the rest of us who are into this lifestyle, we don't always feel like working out.
I
But it's a
know.
matter of knowing that, if I can get past those 10 minutes, if I can get past the pain that you were just mentioning, then I'm clearly on my way to having a great workout. And have you ever had a workout that you regretted?
No, no. That's the amazing part about it. That's what I'm saying. Someone that's why this my school moves is so beneficial
Yes.
because right now kids they're not in control of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we no one can control what's going on right now outside. We can control how we respond to it, but we can't control, okay, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the school's operating at different capacities. The kids don't have any control of that. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
parents can make a decision whether or not their kids are going full time or hybrid, what they call it, or all the way remote learning from home. Um, the kids aren't able to see their friends
Yes.
as much, physically spend that time, which is very important. I got 2 teenagers, and I'm like that. I want to go, be around my friends.
Right.
Um, so they are going through some challenges. They're really going through some challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And the benefits of exercising, we just mentioned after a workout, we actually feel great. The benefits of exercise, we can just keep them exercising for 30, 60 minutes a day. Some of those hormones and chemical reactions that happen, the feel good hormones that react in your body while you're working out or exercising, they can benefit from that. And we don't want to push them to the side and say, okay, we just want to do learning. We just want to make sure they're self. We want to keep them moving too. We want to keep them active.
And that is that's your energy for the day. You work out in the morning, I work out in the morning. And how much more energized are you after a workout than if you skip your workout for the day and you end up on the couch? You get nothing done.
That's right. That's it.
Yes. So
I
I
always, I always say, win the day. When you want to win the day, you got to win the morning to win the day.
yes,
It's
yes.
so true. So
Yes,
true.
absolutely. So I certainly want to be a part of your movement to spread the word to children because for me, adopting a healthy lifestyle really just begin with instilling it in our children from a very young age. So as we get ready to wind down, I just want you to reiterate your website where we can get some more information, how we can get in touch with you.
My website is Omar at omarspinney.com. I'm also highly active on Facebook at Drills for Skills Sports. That's our company Facebook profile page. And then you can find me at Coach Omar on Facebook as well, Coach Omar Stinney. And on Instagram, we're at Drills for Skills Sports.
Good, good. So it's been wonderful speaking with you. I look forward to following you on Facebook, getting all that morning inspiration for when I don't feel like doing my workouts. And do you have any final thoughts for us?
Yes, I do. I do. I always got to give jewels. That's just my thing.
Yes, we love you, Jules.
I tell all my kids, I say my kids, my athletes and clients, I say, my jewels you can't touch or feel, but you can know and live by for the
Absolutely.
rest of your life. I've done it with my coaches from
Mhm.
5 years old. But I want to leave whoever's listening with these three key elements. In this uncertain time right now that we're living in, we don't know what's to come. What we have is what we have control of. So if you want to feel fulfilled, if you want to feel worthy, like you're accomplishing, like you're a part of this world, you're here for a reason. There's three things that you can do, three things that I do each day, and we all have them. I don't care where you're from, how old you are, you can do them because it's in us. So our creativity, if you can bring out some type of creativity during the course of the day, you'll feel good.
Yes.
You'll feel good. If you can make progress on something, maybe you set a goal and you took an action steps, you got 1% better that day, you will feel good. If you achieve some part of that day, if you achieve something, you set a goal and maybe that day is the day you say, yeah, I did it. Or you woke up early and you did your workout. If you achieve what you said, you're going to feel good. And that's what's most important right now, I think, because right now a lot of people are feeling uncertainty.
Absolutely.
Feeling anxious, like I don't know. And try those three, even any one of those three elements. If you put them into your life, to your day, you will feel a sense of fulfillment, maybe a sense of peace, maybe a sense of certainty in your life. So what you want to do is create something. Be creative. We all have that mental faculty. We all have that creativity. Make progress. Do something. Take a step forward. Take action. Something small. It could be writing a note to your spouse, or it could be anything. Just move forward. And then number three, achieve something. Either one of those things, you'll feel amazing. Your day will be 1% better that day.
Yes, and it adds up to 100%. So thank you so much, Coach. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for showing us that even when you're in one of the main industries so severely impacted by COVID-19, that you don't lay down and die. You get back up and you switch gears and you try to figure out, what do I do next? You let go of what used to be and you focus on what you can build from this point going forward. So thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your jewels with us.
You are welcome. Thank you for having me.
And we will
Totally.
remain connected on Facebook. I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.